Hey everyone. Hey everyone. I missed the start screen today. I upgraded Ecamm the other day and yeah, lost some settings. But hopefully, let's do a video and audio check to see whether or not you can see and hear me. Let's have a quick look. Live. Live. Yeah, see a silly man looking down at his phone. Yep. Live. Yeah, see a silly man looking down at his phone. All right. Okay. So you should be able to see and hear me okay. And welcome. We haven't done the live stream for, I don't know, a few weeks now. Must be about 3 weeks. So welcome. I'm Steve from the Mysteria Archive. I'm glad to have you all here. So who do we have on? Do we have any people on? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got a few people on. Yeah, got a few people on already. That's nice. Nice to see. So I thought today we'd just do regular Q&A, but maybe we could theme it with CERN and the Mandela Effect from my, from the video I did, what was it, about 9 or 10 days ago now. You'll notice the orange t-shirt has made a final appearance. This is the last time the orange t-shirt will be on video. He's being retired after tonight, but I thought since the channel has finally broken 100,000 subscribers, so I thought wheel it out one more time for a bit of nostalgia. But it's the last time. So let's have a look. And the other thing, yes, thank you so much for all of your support. It's been it's felt like a long slog getting to 100,000 subs, and it is just a number, but it's a meaningful number to me. So thank you all so much for your support. I couldn't have done it without you guys, of course. So why don't we start with just a few of the comments? I've seen this live stream before. All right, this is you're talking about Mandela Effect, are you? Oh yeah, and let me know where you're from, because sometimes I can remember where some people are from, but my memory's not that brilliant. Sharon K, I think you're K77. I think you're new, but Boise, Idaho, welcome to the live stream. I don't recall seeing your name before. Knoxville, Tennessee. Hello, Kaleidoscopy guy. All right. Oh, if I can make this work. And Gizmo. Hello, Gizmo. So Gizmo is our moderator. So any bad behavior and Gizmo will sort you out. So be nice to each other. And me. And me. I recognise this guy. And also I know Gizmo is London based near Old Street, I think. And Thomas Fugue. Hello, Thomas. We know where you're from. Germany. Yes. Hello. Greetings from, I don't know how to pronounce that. Karlsruhe? I'm not sure. Germany anyway. We know that. Well, hello, Thomas. Hello. Welcome. Buckle up. Here we go. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Lee. Hey, you're in the West Country, aren't you? I think, from memory. I think I've got that right. I hope you're staying cool. I don't know if you can hear it. Hopefully you can't, but I've got a fan on in the background because it is so hot here in the UK. I mean, probably not hot compared to where a lot of you are from, but for the UK, it's third heat wave of the year. And today here, it was 30 degrees, and that's just too much for us UK people. Well, it's too much for me anyway. Let's have a look. I recognise this name, Duncan. Hello, Duncan. I think you're London, aren't you? I think you're London. Evening all. Yes. Good evening, and welcome. All right. Let's see. Leeton, another colour polo shirt. Oh, maybe you're new. Well, this there's a little story around this orange t-shirt. Not a particularly interesting one, but for the longest time, it is the only polo shirt I ever wore on any of my videos. So if you scroll back more than about, I don't know now, 10, 15, maybe 20 videos, you'll only ever see this orange polo shirt. But I retired it. It was long overdue for retirement. I think actually once upon a time I did say I would, if I ever got to 100,000 subs, which we now have, I would tell you why I always wore the orange t-shirt. I will tell you. I wouldn't hold your breaths. It's not a very interesting story, but I will tell you. But let's just go through some of the comments. Oh right, yeah, that's a reference to the previous CERN video, isn't it? Yes. What a number, eh? And the FCC. What about that one? 3 times the power. We'll get onto that. We'll get onto that. Jeff, hello, Jeff. Jeff in London. Okay, well, I hope you're staying cool in London. Welcome, Jeff. I remember your name. So what I'm trying to do, usually, because I'm still a newbie at live streams, and usually what I do is go through and read out every single message when all you're really doing is saying hello. So maybe we can try. I'm trying to read it on screen. It's a little bit dim. It's hard for my old eyes to actually read it from this distance. But maybe what we could try and do this time, if you've got a question, put a capital Q right at the start, and then write your question. And then I should be able to spot that in the comments I can see on the right hand side here, and then I can home in on that, and we can talk about whatever questions you've got. So that would help me out. Yeah, put a big capital Q in your comment if it's a question that you actually want me to put on screen, and let's have a chat about. Lee, yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've been waiting for it. It seems like such a long time. I mean, maybe it's not that long. I mean, the channel's only just over a year and a half old. So I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad for it to take a year and a half to get to 100,000. It's, I guess, because I've been waiting for it to happen for such a long time, it feels like it's taken forever. But maybe a year and a half isn't bad. Anyway, thank you, Lee. It feels like a monkey off my back. I'm glad that's passed now. We've got Christ of her. Actually, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Who else? Where? Oh, right. Virginia. Hello, Virginia. Hello, Virginia. So I'm just reading down the comments, trying not to put up the ones that are just saying hello. But this one's from Belgium. Hello. Yes, I recognise that handle. Hello, Belgium. Yeah, Belgium. So yeah, there's a few countries that are popping up, but obviously have played a part in the FIFA World Cup going on in the US, Canada and Mexico, although now it's just in the US for the final stages. Yeah, and sadly, some of those countries haven't made it through. And the reason I didn't do a live stream last night, because I normally do it on a Saturday, is because obviously England were playing. England played... it's gone out of my head. Norway. England played Norway. And they won. England won, so they were into the semi-finals. But it was touch and go, and it was a little bit of a lucky win. So we just scraped through. But now England have to play Argentina in the semi-final. So that is going to be a very, very tough game up against the great Messi. So I don't know. I'm not sure how into football or soccer, as you'll call it, I guess, over in the US. I'm not sure how into it you are. I know the US did very well. Sadly, they went out, but they did do very well, better than they've previously done. But yeah, sadly, Belgium and Germany haven't quite made it. But we'll see. England might be the next team to go out. I don't know. They play on Wednesday. Anyway, enough rambling of the World Cup. Steve, Ron. Hello, Ron Sunderland. Yes, I recognise that. I recognise your name. And Duncan. Yeah, London. Yes, I thought it was. And Christopher, UK. Hello, UK. Oxford. Oh, yeah. Ben, the JR Porter. Oxford, UK. And I'm A Looney Tune. Oh, are you? Oh, well, Mandela Effects. We'll get on to those later on. Well, welcome. And, oh, we've got Chelsea, London. Hello. Got a few from London, actually. We've got quite a few from the UK today. Leicester. Hello, Leicester. Yeah, my sister lives near Leicester. Hello. Where's everyone else from? Chorley. Okay. Wow. Well, we often just have so many people from the US, but today it seems to be biased for the UK. Well, hello. Okay. Well, Orlando. Hello, Orlando. Duncan, happy to be moderator too. Okay, well, if Gizmo is ever unavailable, then yeah, we can set you up as moderator, Duncan. Cool, thank you. Okay, we have a US person here. Mystic Volts. That's an interesting handle, isn't it? Maryville, Tennessee, is that? Oh, hello, Maryville. Where? Hello, everyone. Gateshead. Okay, you still have. Yes. Barry Kelly. Yeah. It's, sorry, everyone. It's a Blackadder reference. Tom Baker, in particular. I don't know if you guys over in the US know much about Blackadder, but if you haven't seen it, it's Rowan Atkinson and Stephen Fry, Hugh Laurie, and a whole load of others. You should definitely check it out. It's hilarious, and that particular one. What's that? Blackadder. Is that Blackadder? That's Blackadder 2, isn't it? I think. Is it Blackadder 2? Yeah, I think it's Blackadder 2. Yeah, that always makes me laugh. Well, hello, Barry. Anomaly Research Labs. Oh, okay, from England. Okay, big claim this, but I might have invented the cure for. Really? Could you talk to you about my research more another time? I assume you're joking. Great channel you've made. Well, thank you. I think you'd be talking to the wrong person. Okay. Bournemouth. Oh, that's right. Of course, Bournemouth. Yes. I remember now because I think the last time you told me it was Bournemouth, and you have told me it was Bournemouth, I mentioned that I used to spend a lot of time down there, which I did in my younger years. Also got some friends, well, not in Bournemouth, but in Poole, which is pretty close to Bournemouth, or not a million miles away. I love your videos. Thank you very much. Thank you for the great entertainment and knowledge. Well, yeah, I don't claim to be any kind of genius. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a scientist or anything like that. So the only things I know are from research, right? I'm just an averagely intelligent person, okay? But thank you anyway. My 2012 Ancient Aliens fan child is in me, so happy to have found your channel. Well, so Ancient Aliens. I think this was it's the first live stream that I did where I talked about influences on why I even bothered starting a YouTube channel. And one of the influences was Ancient Aliens. I still love Ancient Aliens. Great show. I mean, a lot of it is, a little bit tongue in cheek, but the the presenters, the main guy with the hair, I always forget his name. I think Gizmo knows. I think she reminded me last time. But of course, we've lost a couple. Van Daniken, he died a couple of years ago, didn't he? He was the guy behind Ancient Aliens, and of course, Mr. Pope. Sadly, he went this year. Very sad news. But yes, I love Ancient Aliens. Can't get enough of it. Good evening, North Black Forest, Karlsruhe, Germany. Okay, that sounds like you must be near Thomas then, because Thomas, I think, is from the same area. Or maybe not in the Black Forest, but certainly close to where you are. And here he is, Thomas. Nice focus with... yes. So did you... Yeah, I'd be interested to know what you thought of that CERN video. Now, I had said, and I think I even said it on previous live streams, that I wasn't going to do any CERN videos or Mandela Effect videos or glitchy videos for a while because, don't know, I thought I'd done them to death maybe. However, with CERN shutting down, particularly that week, I thought, okay, I'll do one. And obviously, I'm very glad I did because that particular video has done extremely well, and it's still pulling views even now. I think it's got well over 230,000 views, which massively outperforms the channel. I think it's the 6th best video in terms of views that we've ever done. I say we, it's me. There isn't anybody else. It's me. But I don't like saying me or I all the time, so I just say we. But it is only just me. So yeah, I'm very glad I did that video. And I learnt, as with most videos that I do, I learn so much by just researching them. And there's a lot of interesting things tucked deep inside that particular CERN video. I mean, it was sort of mainly talking about the closed time-like curve, CTC. That's the loop. Basically, it's a wormhole. It's mainly talking about that and how that basically could facilitate time travel. But doing the research on that, some other things came out, like the Higgs singlet and a few other things. But it was too much really to unpack in one video. I only really have the time each week to do one sort of 20, 23-minute video. And all of the other stuff that I've found out whilst looking at the LHC upgrade, the shutdown, the upgrade, and then the FCC proposal, which has been agreed and looks like that is going to happen. A lot of other interesting things came out, but it was too much to put into one video. So what I am going to do next Friday's video is basically CERN Time Machine Part 2. And it's the extra stuff that I wasn't able to put into the first video, but it takes it off in a very interesting twist. I won't go into it too much, but next Friday, it'll be out next Friday. I've lost track of what I was talking about now. Oh, yes, Thomas said, nice focus on CERN. Yeah, thanks. We'll talk about that later on as well, because that's sort of the focus of today, CERN and Mandela effects. Michelle in Florida. Okay, well, I'm sat here complaining about the heat, but I bet it's nowhere near as hot as it is where you are. Hello from Debec, Iowa. Hello, Iowa. Hello, hello. Big Angle. I'm not sure I recognise that name. Maybe it's your first time on the live stream. I recognise this name. You're from Australia, aren't you? Jason Ryan. I would love to watch, but I have to work. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, well, it's early morning for you, isn't it? Of course. It's Monday morning for you. Well, thank you for popping by, Jason, and have a good day at work. All right. Let's have a look. All right. Got another one from Thomas. North Black Forest City. Oh, right. Okay. Hello, hello. Well, you're basically neighbours then, aren't you? Small world. I recognise this name. Hey, hello. Hello, Extra Buller. Western New York State here, out in the sticks. I hear that term from the US quite a lot, but I never really know what it means. I guess, what, out in the countryside, maybe? I'm not sure. All right. What have we got? Yeah, I've seen it. It was binge watching all your videos over the weekend. Well, thank you, Liton. So maybe you're new then. Yeah, well, binge away. I've done quite a few CERN videos. Well, I say quite a few, not that many. Probably five or six, maybe six. Well, it will be 7 because there's a part 2 coming out next week. I couldn't resist it. I hope people don't get sick of it. But I find this next part really, really interesting. It really does take in a different direction. Yeah, well, welcome, and I hope you continue to enjoy the videos. Duncan, Electra means orange in Greek. Does it? I don't know. Electra means orange in Greek. I don't know if we've got any Greek people on, or somebody wants to look it up. I don't know. Okay. Country seems to be interested in stories. Seems that way. Seems that way. Another heat dome is hitting the USA this week. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, England played Norway last night in Miami. And apparently the heat there was absolutely phenomenal. Not just the heat, but the humidity. So how Norway and England managed to play in that, I really don't know. They were saying after the match that because the previous match to that, England played Mexico in Mexico City at the Azteca Stadium, famous stadium. But of course, Mexico City is at very high altitude, and it can be difficult for athletes to operate in that. But what they were saying was it was much harder playing in Miami. The humidity and the heat really made it very, very difficult. We do have someone from Greece. Hello. So, Turbo. Does Electra mean orange in Greek? Maybe you can help us out with that one. Q. Oh, we have a question. Jason Cranford. Is the Earth flat? You're not seriously asking me that question, are you? No, the Earth is not flat. Look, I enjoy stories around flat Earth, but certainly it's. I mean, it's not something you can say you believe in. It's not about belief. It's just the fact that it clearly is not flat, and it's not about believing the Earth is a globe either. It's not about that. It's fact. It is a globe. But I am interested in stories around flat Earth. So, yeah, I mean, recently, 2 to 3 months ago, I did one on Operation Fishbowl, which does link into the whole, flat Earth dome thing. And that did very well as well. That was a very successful video. But I found the story interesting. That's just why I did it. But no, I'm not a flat earther, or flurfs, as I think they're affectionately known. Right, let's have a look. Good idea. Yes, start questions to the queue. That would really help. Sorry, I'm reading some of these. I'm reading Gizmo's message without putting it on the screen. Okay, we've got a queue. Let's have a look. So why the closure of CERN in Europe? Well, why? Well, it's been long known that CERN was going to shut down for what they call Long Shutdown 3 for multiple upgrades, magnets and things like that. But one of the things that CERN is looking for is the Higgs singlet, right? Which is a theoretical particle. So it's not been proven to exist, but it's theorized to exist. And one of the things they need to do with the current LHC, or the upgraded LHC, is increase its collisions in order to be able to help detect the Higgs boson, the Higgs singlet. And so that's sort of like the official reason that they're shutting down CERN, to upgrade it so it'd be I think it's 10 times more powerful, and it will actually turn into the high luminosity Large Hadron Collider. That's not due back online 4 years. It's gonna be something like June 2030, I think, is when they're saying it's gonna be back online. So it's quite a way off. So it's a big upgrade. But is that the reason? So maintenance upgrades? I don't know. Obviously, there's no. It's just speculation, But I like the speculation, and I don't want to say too much because, in a large part, that leads into next Friday's video. But it could be about time travel, or has time travel already happened? Have we already received a message? And is that message the blueprint of how to build a high luminosity LHC, or is it the FCC? We don't know. And there's no proof, no proof for that. That's just pure speculation. But it's an interesting angle. And in a large part, that's what next week's video touches on, and comes up with an alternative explanation for the Mandela Effect. So if you're interested in that, wait for 10 p.m. next Friday. All right, let's carry on through the messages. I think we'll... Here we go. Question. Gravity is not a fundamental force, but an emergent property of entropy. Valindi et al. Yes, well, there's only, the three forces? You've got electromagnetism, the weak, and the strong nuclear force. But gravity is one of the big, not anomalies. I mean, we know gravity exists, but it's So look, I'm not a physicist, but you're aware that physics has something called the Standard Model, which is not a theory of everything. They would like it to be a theory of everything, but it's not. And sometimes physicists call it the theory of almost everything. But it omits some very key things, one of which is gravity. The other is, I think, dark matter and also dark energy. These are not accounted for in the Standard Model. So there were sort of two proposals on how to get to a theory of everything. One of which you'll have heard of before, but certainly if you watch Big Bang Theory, is string theory. But to be fair to everyone working on string theory, they haven't come up with anything, have they? I mean, I wouldn't say it's been a huge, colossal waste of time, because some good things have come out of it. Nothing to do with finding the theory of everything, but, other things. But it hasn't done anything, and they look like they're not getting anywhere. And what was I reading the other day? In order for them to prove string theory, they would need a collider the size of the Milky Way, the Milky Way galaxy. I mean, I think, guys, give it up. String theory is going nowhere. But the other one, the very popular one at the moment, especially this year, is, oh God, what was it? I think it's loop quantum gravity. I think that's what it is. I think that's what a lot of people, certainly if you're a young physicist, they're switching to look at that as a potential answer to or something that could possibly provide us a theory of everything. But look, frankly, we are nowhere near a theory of everything. It's just nowhere near it. But I do find it interesting. I think I mentioned before, some of my favourite people to listen to are like Brian Cox. I could listen to him all day long. Apart from on TikTok. Have you noticed on TikTok, they do so many deep fakes. They clone Brian Cox and other people. They clone their voices. And then they make them talk a load of garbage. I was flicking through TikTok, I think it was yesterday, and Brian Cox came up and he was saying that the phantom time hypothesis is absolutely true. Well, that's not something Brian Cox would ever say. So am I making a point? Not really. The only point I'm trying to make is I like listening to these people, but it just gets harder and harder to actually find a real video with your favorite people in. It is getting pretty nasty, especially TikTok. TikTok's just a mess. Alrighty, let's crack on. Official, the build of the larger one. Yeah. I think if you look at CERN's website, I think they say the proposals have all been authorised and agreed, but I believe the funding still needs to be done. So I think they're not 100% there, I don't think, Thomas, but they're getting closer. I think the hyped button helps. Yeah, it does help. Yeah, I mean, I'm always very appreciative of you guys. If you hype the video, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. And it does help. All of these things help. If you like the video, comment on the video, hype the video, share the video, subscribing, you know, all these sort of things, they all help. They really, really do. So thank you so much. The only thing with the hype is you only get 3 hypes a week, right? So if you've already done 3 hypes in a week, then you've run out of hypes. You have to wait till the next week. And the other thing is you can only hype a video that is younger than 7 days. So once they get to 8 days, you can no longer hype that video. So you can only hype new videos. And also you can only hype videos up to a certain size of channel. So I'm not sure what the limit is. It's a lot higher than 100,000. I'm not quite sure what it is. But it's meant to be limited for smaller channels, you know, like my one. All right, let's crack on. Well, no, they won't. I would love to believe that they will, but no, they won't win the World Cup. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to beat Argentina, for one thing. But even if they did, they're almost certainly going to have to face France, and they're not going to beat France. France, I think, are pretty much unbeatable. You look at the squad and who they have on the bench. I don't think so. I'd love to believe it, but yeah, I don't think so. Gizmo. Norway played. Yeah, they did. They played really, really well. Fantastic. They were. I mean, they should do. They've got. I mean, they got. I support Arsenal. If you're from the US, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But you've got Odegaard, and he's such a fantastic player for Arsenal. He's Norwegian, and he plays in Norway. You've got Haaland. Haaland's possibly the greatest striker in the world. I mean, it's probably a debate there between him and Mbappe, but he probably is. They have a great squad. They probably should have won. And there were two interesting incidents in that game. One was a disallowed penalty. So England had a penalty disallowed, so they should have had a penalty. To me, it was a penalty. But then the other interesting thing was Norway had a goal disallowed because Haaland committed a foul in the penalty box. And it was a foul, but it's debatable as to whether or not it should have been given. But in any case, that's not why Norway should have won. There was one moment in the match where, and I forget the Norwegian player's name, but he was right towards the goal. All he had to do was a simple pass to Haaland, and that would have been it. That would have been 2-0 at that point. And that's why I think Norway should have won. God knows why the guy didn't make the pass. But he didn't, and England have somehow, luckily, made it through to the semis. But yes, Norway played really, really well. Thomas, I hope so. The other countries already won. Yeah. I mean, yes, all three of the other teams in the semis have won the World Cup. I think multiple times. Yeah, France has, Argentina has, Spain I think has. England have won it once, but it was a long time ago. We have a question. Jeff, who else thinks the Mandela Effect is probably psychological, i.e. a mass misremembering? I googled it and Gemini gave... Well, yes, Gemini will tell you that. I googled it and Gemini gave a good explanation along those lines. Yes, well, that's the mainstream reply to the Mandela Effect, that it is just a case of misremembering. But you'll find millions of people disagree with that. Now, I know human memory is not the best. You know, just take lineups. We can't, we struggle remembering what we've just seen. So, and memories are fragile. And as we get older, they change. I don't know if you realize, but all your memories are not stored in your head. You recreate them. When you try to think of something, you recreate the memories. And that's true. You can look that one up. So I don't know. But the thing is, Jeff, I've got Mandela effects of my own that I swear by. And, and other people will have the similar. Just say the word cornucopia, fruit of the loom. You'll have quite a few irate people, or Bernstein bears, those big ones in the US. But for me, as I've actually I said in the CERN video, C-3PO for me didn't have a silver leg; he was all gold. And in Moonraker, Dolly, who was Jaws' girlfriend, had braces. That was the whole joke. When she looked up at this great big tall guy, Jaws, who had metal teeth, she smiled at him with braces, and that was the whole point of the joke. And I was there in the theatre when I saw it. So yeah, I have my own Mandela effects. I think probably you'll find many people do. Not everyone, but I'm not prepared to dismiss it. I mean, when I hear of other Mandela effects, I find them hard to believe. I mean, I suppose if I had no Mandela effects of my own at all, I probably would dismiss it. I would probably just say, yeah, it's just misremembering. But because I do, I can't dismiss it completely. And one of the reasons that the CERN videos tend to do well is because they always, in some way, encompass Mandela effect. Because it's one of the things that people suspect is that CERN, when it switched on, back in 2009, when it started, actually producing collisions, that something happened and it altered reality or changed reality in some way. In fact, in 2009, that's actually when, or coincidentally, that's when the Mandela Effect name was actually coined. So I don't know. There are some things I would dismiss, flat Earth, But other things, Mandela Effect, I can't completely dismiss it. I understand both points of view. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? Jonathan Morgan, hi. Who knows what they have down and messed with? Pandora's box comes to mind. Oh, were we talking about CERN? Yeah, well, we only know what they tell us. We don't know what they don't tell us. And that's the thing, isn't it? Because, you know, if, for the sake of argument, all speculation, but if CERN had created a CTC and sent a Higgs boson, a Higgs singlet rather, to the past, or if they had received a message from the future, is that the kind of thing you'd think they would tell us? No, of course they wouldn't. That's foresight. If you're able to send back information, even if it doesn't alter the fixed anchored points in the future, because it can't, we can get onto that. But that's foresight. You've now got foresight. You now know what is going to happen. And that is very, very valuable. So would they tell us? No, of course they wouldn't. So I think that's the thing with, there's always this sort of, I don't know, speculation about what's really going on at CERN. And would they really tell us what they're really doing? Probably not. Gizmo, it's tech hidden by government, suppressed. Yeah, well, I mean, there's been a lot of that. I mean, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Because governments have a history of doing nasty things and then getting found out. You know, MK Ultra springs to mind. You tend really not to trust them. I mean, I don't trust any government. I think they're all not trustworthy at all. Congrats to England. Belgium was expected, but people do hope. Yeah, well, Belgium had some good spells. But I mean, Belgium for the longest time were the top-rated team in the world. It's only really in the last few years. I think some of their players are getting a little bit older, you know. And although Messi's still going, and he's, what is he, 38? I think he's he's a different being. Maybe he's an alien. I don't know. What have we got? Let's carry on. Caprice Recipe Saves. Marie from Oakland, California. Hello, California. Okay. All right, let me move down. We've got a Mandela Effect discussion going on here. No, confabulation is possible. Yeah, it's possible. But with Mandela, you get millions with convergent false memories. Well, I mean, I don't know. This is like the debate we can have, but you're never going to get a satisfactory conclusion to it because, you know, those people who do have Mandela effects are good luck convincing them. Norfolk. Hello, Norfolk. Cherry Robbins. We like Norfolk. We go to Norfolk. We haven't been for 2 years, actually, but we like the Broads. We like to get a boat and just have a peaceful boat down the canals there. Yeah, like Norfolk. Hi, neighbour from Maryville. Hello. I'm by okay, Highway 168 and 33. Okay. All right, you're talking to a fellow Mary Villa, I think. Well, hello, Mary Villas. All right, we got another one. Sure, Gemini would say to you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, if you ask Google or Gemini or wherever, they're only going to give you the mainstream. They're not going to give you the... Well, you can ask them what... So you can ask them for what are the conspiratorial views, or what are the views that are not generally agreed on in mainstream, and it will tell you those. But if you just ask it a straight question, well, that's what you're going to get. My friends from America are keen on your YouTube. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, well, America, the US, is a great friend to the channel. So when I look at my channel stats, you know, it's pretty much percentage of people from the US is usually around about 55 to 60%. That's why I'm seeing so many UK people, because we only get about 12% from the UK. It's mainly the US. Right, let's move down. Not a joke at all. Can prove it given time. Hope you'll consider it. Good luck and keep making waves out there. Oh, that's the flat Earth, isn't it? All right. All right. Well, good luck with that. New Hampshire, USA. Hello. Hello, New Hampshire. Alrighty. I'm a bit concerned. Oh, look. Come on. We need a new one, right? We need a new one. In fact, I did a while back after, I don't know, 6 months ago. Actually, I think it might have been over Christmas. I can't remember now. But I did a poll of, come on, let's get some better CERN jokes. The concerned one is just done to death. I get it, but done to death. We need something better. I mean, oh, right. Hello, you guys talking. Yeah. Right. What have we got? It's just past 5 p.m. here. I just got done mowing my tiny little yard. Western New York, very rural. We all have generators and 4x4s. Oh, okay. And most guns are banned. Okay, well, I'm not happy to hear that. Yes, well, obviously we don't have guns in the UK. Well, public can't carry them. But we really don't care about that. Okay, oh, great. Cool. Well, hello, Western New York. Yeah, so yeah, I guess the sticks is out rural, countryside, yes. The glitch ones are they? Really? So I haven't done a glitch one for a while. Must have been 6 months ago, I think, probably. I don't know. I said I wasn't going to do a CERN one again, and then all of a sudden, 2 CERN videos are going to pop up. But I guess if I come across an interesting angle for a glitch video, maybe I will. They used to go down well. I mean, a year ago, the reality glitch videos I did, some of them got some really great views, but then more recently, the last couple I did didn't do so well. So, but maybe. Hang on, we've got a question from Leton. What are they actually doing at CERN? Just splitting atoms. Well, so they run like a whole host of experiments. One of the key ones, as you remember, was to find the Higgs boson, which they did. But that's what they do. They smash particles and run experiments to try and prove or learn things about the reality, about the universe. And one of the things they want to find is this theoretical particle called the Higgs singlet. And the reason the reason they say they want to find it has got nothing to do with time travel. That's what they say. They want to find it because if they can find it, it will give them a lot more information around dark matter. It will explain why neutrinos have mass, because for a long time they thought that neutrinos were massless, but actually they've discovered that they have a tiny, tiny bit of mass, and they can't explain why. But the Higgs singlet, if it exists and if it was found, that would prove that would tell them where neutrinos get their mass from. But the other thing that they want to find the Higgs singlet for is to help solve the matter-antimatter mystery. I don't know if you're aware of that. You know, the matter-antimatter mystery. So that one, when the Big Bang happened, there should have been an equal amount of matter and antimatter produced. And if that had happened, if that had been the case, then there would be we wouldn't exist. All there would be is light, right? Because they cancel each other out. But that's not what happened. What happened was that matter won. There was more matter than antimatter, right? And if the Higgs singlet is discovered, if they do discover it, that potentially gives them answers as to why there is more matter than antimatter. So that's what they say. Those are the kind of things that they are trying to, discover and find out at CERN. I mean, there'll be lots of other experiments. These are just like the headline ones. It's not like all these thousands of people working just on these experiments. There'll be lots of other experiments that they do as well. But these are the bigger, more headline newsworthy ones. But of course, based on what I previously said, time travel, and if they had received a message, or if they were really trying to send a message, they're not going to tell us that, are they? That's not something they're going to tell us. Hello from Newfoundland, Canada. Hello, Canada. Really enjoyed that video. Oh, great. Well, Gertie Hunt, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, look out for part 2 next Friday. It gets interesting. All right, let's carry on. Looking forward to it. Christopher, okay. Duncan, what does Duncan say? The Michigan Frog Mandela Effect is still up there with the best. The Joe Howard original was the key work muffled. Michigan Frog. I don't even know the Michigan Frog. What's the Michigan Frog one? Maybe you can write it out in the comments. I don't think I've heard of the Michigan Frog one. Or maybe I have. I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell. But wait a minute. You are real, not AI. Oh, good grief. Yeah. It's one of my pet peeves. For the longest time, people have said, "Oh, you're AI. You're AI. You're just a clone." And then when that was clear and obvious that I clearly wasn't AI, and now I get idiots in the comments saying, "Oh, you're just doing an AI script," and that really, really irritates me. I put hours of work into writing scripts. It takes me about, I don't know, to do each video, even though they're only like 20, 23, 24 minutes long, it takes me between 15 to 20 hours to do it. Might not look like it, but it does. But the majority of that is around ideation and writing the script. That takes at least 50% of it, right? It takes 10 hours, I would say, to do every single script. It takes a long time. Now, I do use AI and I use a lot of other stuff to do the research. Why would you not? You'd be an idiot not to. If I didn't, it would take even longer to produce the script. And the annoying thing that I keep getting in the comments is, "Oh, it's an AI script because you say it can be this and then it can't be that. It can be this and it doesn't do that." Yeah, you foolish people. That is the whole format of the video, right? The format of the video is a hook which sets up the video to try and make it really interesting that you want to watch it, right? Then there's usually 8 sections. So you've got 8 sections, and each section is followed by a critical piece of commentary. That's where I look back, right, at what I've just said and try to give it some criticism, right, to give balance, to bring balance to the whole thing. But that's why they think it's an AI script. It is not an AI script. And honestly, I've had enough of it now. So I used to, I think even yesterday, I think I replied to, but I'm not going to do it anymore. If I get any more comments like that, they're instantly banned, gone. It really winds me up when I spend hours and hours doing this. You know, I have a full-time job, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to find 20 plus, well, not 20 plus, but 15 to 20 hours every week to do a video. It's tough. That's why I haven't been able to do some videos on Chronicles of the Drift recently. I just haven't had the time, you know, with doing a normal job like most of you do and trying to find an extra 15 to 20 hours in the week, and you can double that if I do Chronicles of the Drift. Sorry, I'm going on a rant here. It's just, yes, when people say I'm AI or they say I'm using AI scripts, it really winds me up. Anyway, moving on. I love your show. Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope you continue to love the show. I wasn't having a go at you, by the way. It's just, as you can probably tell, it's one of the things that winds me up. The other thing I used to get, I don't get anymore. In the earlier days, all I would get is, "You're copying Y-files, you're copying Y-files, you're copying Y-files." I'm clearly not copying Y-files. If you wanted to make that comparison, there are other people you could more closely match me to than the Y-files. I've never copied the Y-files. But I don't get that anymore. I haven't had a comment like that for, I can't remember the last time, a long time. Okay. Oh, hang on, I missed one. Keep it dirty. Okay. So what's their plan? What, CERN? I think I just, well, I don't know. It's speculation, isn't it? The speculation, or my speculation, is that they are either trying to send messages back or forward in time, or they have received messages from the future and are now acting on that information. But that's complete speculation, or no proof of that at all. Only that. The motive is solid, right? Who wouldn't want foresight? Everyone wants foresight. That is a very valuable commodity. Whether or not they have the plan to carry that out, I don't know. But also, if that's what they were doing, we would never know. That's the last thing they're ever going to tell anyone. Oh, hey, we've been receiving messages from the future. No, we'll never get to find that out. So that's my speculation. Duncan, what does Duncan say? Never heard of a heat dome. Are there any anticyclones? There are anticyclones, of course. No, I haven't heard of a heat dome either. Maybe that was in reply to somebody else. Well, Fruit Loops is spelled Fruit Loops since they shut down CERN, and Bob Dylan is alive now. Well, yeah. Well, he is alive, isn't he? Why, you think he was dead? I'm pretty sure he's not dead. No, he's not dead. My dad went to see him not long ago, actually, in the UK. And not unless he's died in the last few months. Who we got? We get hi from Orlando, Florida. And yes, humidity is brutal. Yeah, it's always the humidity, isn't it? I think I can generally take the heat. I mean, within reason, but it's the humidity. So we go to Mexico quite a lot. Mexico City, actually, humidity is absolutely fine. It's actually very pleasant in Mexico City. Temperatures are good, no mosquitoes, humidity low, very, very good. But if you go to the coast, which we always do, so you go to places like Huatulco, or, well-known Cancun, then yes, the humidity is a killer. And you've got mosquitoes, which always seem to bite me to death. Duncan says, being upgraded. Yes, it is being upgraded. It is indeed. It's going to be the High Luminosity Large Hadron Collider. 14. Yeah, well, that's what it's doing now. It's doing 13 to 14 TVs now, isn't it? But it's going to be, they're hoping to increase collisions by a factor of 10. So it's going to be a lot more powerful when it does switch back on again in 2030. Mystic Volts. I like that name. David Wilcock from Ancient Aliens also. Oh, did he? I didn't know about that one. We must have missed that bit of news. It's such a shame. Mind you, they've been going a long time. What is it? I mean, 26? It's not far off. Not far off 20 years, is it? Must be at least 16. Must be at least 16 years. Just shows the popularity of this stuff. Question, I think. Oh, no. Or it's AI from the future. Well, maybe. Like I say, I'm not too worried about AI. AI is not something that worries me. It's quantum computing that worries me. So it's going to triple the Mandela effects. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the video I did, 9 days ago, I sort of briefly touched on that. And one school of thought is, CERN's off. So no new Mandela effects can be created. That's one view. And then also the fact that, it's switched off, but the effects that it has made are irrevocable. So they still stay. They don't suddenly disappear. I mean, none of us, I certainly haven't gone, oh, yes, C-3PO did have a silver leg. No. So those things stay. I think that would make more sense. It's just that new ones, in theory, shouldn't appear because it's off. Well, that's what they say. They tell us it's off, isn't it? Okay, Lee, Philadelphia experiment comes to mind. Yeah, I did a video on that one. I really enjoyed that. I mean, everyone sort of knows a bit about the Philadelphia experiment, don't they? But I found it really interesting. Didn't do that well, but it was interesting anyway. Kim Diamond, CERN is concerning for me. Well, come on, let's come on, everyone start typing on Google or something. We need a better thing to say about CERN rather than concerning. It's the only thing I ever hear. So let's see if anyone can come up with a better jab at CERN rather than CERN is a concern. Cannabis Media Collective, okay. Are changes in the timeline intentional or side effects of the discovery of the Higgs? Well, I don't know. That's the thing, isn't it? Are they doing it? Is it accidental or is it on purpose? Yeah, I don't know. In fact, I'm picking that up again. Intentional or side effects of the Higgs? I would tend to think they're probably side effects. I touch on this a little bit in Friday's video. I would say that if it's real and if it's true, I would think it's more a side effect rather than being intentional. But Duncan, you can drive Newton's gravity and GR from surface entropy. Happy to showcase. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's gone over my head, Duncan. So you'll probably have to explain that a bit more. Okay. I've seen headlines about CERN discovering that something that confuses reality. Yeah. I mean, CERN have been accused of a lot of things over the years. So I think the first thing about CERN is that, and some people have got this confused, there is only one Large Hadron Collider, right? There's only one, and it's at CERN. And there has never been any other Large Hadron Collider. It's the only one that's ever been. It is also the most powerful collider in the world. There's nothing more powerful. All right, so that's the first thing about CERN. But that's why it gets headlines, because it's the only one of its type, and it is the most powerful. The other thing about it is they don't help themselves, frankly, do they, CERN? There's been several rituals staged at CERN, sort of satanic rituals. I mean, they've all been debunked, and it was even on the CERN's website, and they said the matter was dealt with internally. So you can imagine that the scientists that got involved in it were probably almost certainly sacked. And the other thing to remember about CERN is, yes, it's in the Swiss-French countryside, but you have scientists from all over the world who work there. So it's not like Swiss or French scientists. They're from every country in the world, right? So it's not just one country. Everyone is involved in it. What else was I going to say about CERN? Yeah, so we've got the rituals, so that sort of gives it this sort of dark side in some people's views. And then perhaps the naming of some of the Higgs boson, maybe calling it the God particle wasn't perhaps the best idea. So I think that's why they get all the attention and a bit of a bad rep. They sort of ask for it a lot of the time. So yeah, and then the timing of things as well, So the Mandela Effect being coined by, what's her name, Fiona Brune in 2009, which was the same time that CERN started making collisions. So, you wrap all of these things together and you're going to get conspiracies, which frankly is good for me because that's what the channel is all about. Right, let's have a look. What have we got? I believe that gravity is the absorption of the ether by atoms. It's what keeps them vibrating. Okay. All right. Let's... Kim Diamond. These Mandela effects are real. I can tell you an incident I went through. Yeah, well, I hear you, Kim. We've all got them, and then some people don't have them. So I don't know. I can't say that they're real. All I say is that I can't fully dismiss them. So that's about as far as I'm willing to go on Mandela Effect, is that I can't fully dismiss it. But I do offer an alternative explanation for the Mandela Effect in Friday's video. So you might be interested in that. It's speculation, of course, but then so is the Mandela Effect. Okay, let's motor on. Do Duncan? Yes, string 3. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I think it's probably time to give that one up. Yeah, I think it's long time, high tide that they move on. Loop quantum gravity. I think that's the big thing that's getting physicists excited at the moment. Thomas, I wonder about the new way they will start this in 2030. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, 2030, June 2030, I believe, is when they say they're going to start it up again, and it's going to have 10 times the power. So they say. So I don't know. It's a few years away, 4 years away. Oh, that will be the next World Cup as well, won't it? All right. All right. Yes. Yeah. I hadn't known that one. Yeah. Sad. All right. We've got a long one here. Kim Diamond. I was riding the bus, and all of a sudden, I was further down the road, and it totally skipped a stop. But it was at one corner turning, and it was the other corner turning with no moment between. Well, sometimes when I come home from work on the train, I open my eyes and suddenly I'm pulling into the station. It's because I've fallen asleep. Now, I'm not saying that that's what happened to you, Kim. I'm saying that does happen to me quite frequently. And sometimes I wake up past my stop, which is a real pain in the ass because then I've got to get a train back home again. Jack Horn. Hey guys, sorry, was running a bit late. Well, hello, Jack. Welcome. Glad to see you there. Actually, what's the time? All right, not too bad. We've only been on. Well, welcome, Jack. Hello. Glad you're able to make it. Got another one from Thomas. More collisions rather than more energy. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's so. When I was doing the research for the CERN video and the one that's coming on next week, that's what they're going to need. Not thousands more, but millions upon millions more collisions in order to be able to detect the Higgs singlet. That's what I was reading. Experts refer to this as higher. Yes, exactly. So that's the name change in 2030. It's going to be the high luminosity LHC rather than just the LHC. So yeah. Okay, we got another one for Kim. Another time I got off the bus and I got off, something was on my shoe. Okay. Suddenly I was at a different stop. I didn't walk there. Okay, Kim. It's not conclusive proof. I'm not saying I don't believe you. Don't attack me. But it's not conclusive proof, is it? We need some corroboration. Were you with anyone that can agree with what you just told us? All right, let's see what Thomas got to say. And not 10 times bigger, 10 times more collisions. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, sometimes I do get things wrong. I'm not a physicist, all right? 10 times more collisions. So that's the other thing, right, that takes a long time when I'm doing the scripts, is because when I'm doing the script, I've then got to go back and fact check everything to make sure what I'm saying is true. Or if I'm making some sort of speculative case, that I frame it in a way that is clear that I'm not saying that something is true. And that takes time as well, because you basically have to go through line by line. Sometimes I make a mistake. Usually the mistake is not in the script. It's me when I'm reading it, because I don't know if you can tell, but when I have the script and it's voice, it works for my voice. And so the teleprompt moves as I speak. But I try not to look at the script, because the thing is, by the time I'm actually recording, I've already read that about 10 times, right? So that's the other thing that takes time. I have to read it 10 times, usually 10 times anyway. So I sort of know what it is I'm going to say. So sometimes I don't say the word that's in the script, and sometimes that changes the meaning. But that's by accident. Yeah, okay. You probably didn't need to know that. Oh, hang on, we've got another one, Kim. A lot to do with buses and travelling. Okay, yes, I'm hearing that. A lot to do with buses and travelling. Okay. Um, What do you think of UFOs being an immune response from a larger organism? What do you think of UFOs being an immune response from a larger organism? I don't know. I've never even tried to think about that question. I mean, they just released a load more files, haven't they? They did it in the last week or something in America. A load more files have just come out. And they're going to continue doing that on a rolling basis. But I think somebody asked before, do you think it's for any big revelation? I don't think so, no. I don't think so. I think I've sort of made it clear what I think about UFOs. I don't believe they exist. Well, I don't believe we're ever going to meet an alien because of the distance involved. It's just too great. But I suppose it could be an artificial intelligence alien, so they could create some sort of, I don't know, robot and upload some AI consciousness into it. That would be probably the only kind of alien we're ever likely to meet. I'd love to be proven wrong, well, as long as they're friendly. But I don't think so. No, not lost time. That did not exist. Okay, yeah, I think Gizmo, you asked, did you feel a sense of loss of time? But no, lost time that did not exist. Okay, that's getting spooky. Jack Horn, AI scripts, that was, yeah, actually, I think you replied to that comment, actually, seem to recall. Yeah, they just wind me up, these people. Yeah, I'm just going to delete them now. I'm not even going to bother interacting with them. Kim, 1 minute at one stop, then at the other, as though I was on two buses, if that makes sense. Weird. Maybe you should take a taxi. So, Kim, you're very quizzical, which is good. We like curiosity. Why is CERN shutting down? Well, it's been long planned to shut down, Kim. So it wasn't emergency, must shut off now. It's nothing like that. It's been planned for a long time. It's called Long Shutdown 3. So it's been planned for a long time. They're shutting down for 4 years to completely upgrade the Large Hadron Collider, the LHC. When it turns back on again, it will become the High Luminosity LHC, which is going to be able to provide 10 times more collisions. Got corrected by Thomas earlier. So that's what they say. Hang on, portal. I saw the word portal. They were saying a portal closed. Well, I haven't read that, but I mean, if CERN have been accused of opening portals, of altering reality, of changing timelines, or all sorts of things. But we don't have any proof. The retro engine. CERN is closing for... Yeah, well, yes, they are, yes. All right, Thomas. This portal story is mentioned so often as to be core of truth. Well, just because something's mentioned often doesn't necessarily mean there's any truth in it, is there? I mean, every year we talk about Father Christmas, don't we? But I'm yet to see him drop down the chimney. So, yeah, I don't know. I need evidence. Question, why do you think CERN is also called the World Machine? I haven't heard it called the World Machine before. So I don't know. Maybe because it's basically the whole world is involved in CERN. As I was saying before, it's not just a couple of countries whose scientists operate and work there. It's all countries in the world who have scientists that go there to do experiments that are, needed to be done with particle colliders. So maybe that's why it's called that. I don't know. Kib again? Is it not? All right. I've never heard it called that. Yes. No, I haven't heard it called that. No. Kim again. I know Yeshua is very concerned. Is he? Okay. Well, so I think a few of you know that I'm not religious, and I personally don't believe in God. That's just me. Mandela Effects is just misremembering. Reason memory is fallible. Well, memory is fallible. I don't dispute that. but there are millions of people who have these weird shared memories. I don't know. Like I said, I don't claim it's true, but I can't fully dismiss it myself. Kim, they are playing with dark things. Well, that's the accusation. Yes, they've been long accused of that. Continent. My old Sainsbury's uniform had the Fruit of the Loom logo in it, and it had the cornucopia thing. Did it really? Typically, though, I got rid of when I... Okay, so you haven't still got it. That's what we need. You need to send us a picture of it. Is that right? Sainsbury's? I don't ever remember that. All right. Kim. No, yeah, you see, so for every person who says it's misremembering, you're going to find someone who says it's not. I used to get on the train at a certain stop. I think you need to stop with trains and buses. You need to get a taxi. That's what you need. Dolly's braces cannot be dismissed, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's the one for me. So I have heard people, especially in the comments of last week's CERN video, saying that they distinctly remember C-3PO with a silver leg, and that the reason people didn't notice it is because it was very bright. It was obviously, what was it, 76, 77 Star Wars? So, you know, it was grainy footage. It's not like the high-tech stuff we have these days. And also it's very, very bright in the Tunisia sun where they, on Tatooine, that's where they shot it. And so it wasn't really, that's what they say. They say it wasn't obvious. So it was silver, but you just couldn't really see it was silver just because, you know, the technology of the film wasn't that great at the time. So I don't know. I can sort of maybe accept that one. I'm not sure. But the thing about Dolly's braces, I've never heard anyone say, definitely I saw it at the cinema and she definitely didn't have braces. I've never heard anyone say that. No one. Now, what I have heard is that when the actress was asked herself, she said, no, I didn't wear braces. There's two possible reasons that she could have said that. One is that the studio may have told her to say that. And the reason behind it is that it's not a very good look, is it? Braces are associated with young girls, right? Very young girls. And in a James Bond film, the great big guy like Jaws, to be associated with someone who's young teens wearing braces, that's not a great look. So that's one potential reason. The other potential reason is that she didn't wear braces. She never did. But they were drawn on, right, in post-production. And back then, you know, the CGI, I don't even think there was any CGI when Moonraker was there. So it was all like drawing on film and it didn't look very good. And so the decision was made to remove it because A, it didn't look very good. And also it was, although it was a good joke, braces are associated with young girls. So, but that one, I've never really heard anyone dispute that one. Everyone I've spoken to who knows the film and who's seen it says, yeah, she had braces. Because people laughed, right? That was the flipping joke, right? That as soon as she smiled back up at Jaws, who had metal teeth, that's the joke, and everyone laughed. So I've never heard anyone come and definitively say, no way, I swear I remember it, she never wore braces. I've never. So for me, that one, definitely braces. That one, that's probably the one that gets me the most. Kim again. What have we got here? Now that stop isn't even there. And it's completely different as though it never existed. Right. It's just the bus stop. Right. All right. All right. Let's see what Thomas got to say. Nobody should trust a machine who has 666 as a logo. Yeah. But isn't that a myth anyway? Is it 666 isn't even the number of the beast anyway? I might be wrong about that, but I thought it wasn't even a thing. But places in the city are completely different. Well, cities change over time. Question: time doesn't exist, by the way. We'll do it. Well, yes, that's another concept, isn't it? That's another concept. I saw a really good explanation of time. When did I see it? It was on YouTube. Was it YouTube? Yes, it was YouTube, and it was Brian Cox, and he was explaining how time works and what time is. So maybe if you want to have a really good explanation about what time is all about, type Brian Cox time, something like that, in YouTube. But it was really interesting. Hang on, I missed a few. Thomas, what does Thomas say? Some Mandela effects are lost now, like Chick-fil-A has its K back. Yeah, well, a lot of people would say it never lost its K. That's the thing, isn't it? So a lot of people remember Chick-fil-A spelt C-H-I-C without the K. But apparently it has always been spelt C-H-I-C-K. That'll probably wind somebody up, because somebody is sure to have that Mandela effect. Retro Engine. His playing is messy sometimes. I'm not sure. Maybe there was an answer to a question that I've skipped over or something. Kim again. No, I know full well I was at a completely different bus stop, as if I'd gotten off two buses at the same time. All right, Kim. Well, we're not going to probe that any further. That is a very long handle. Patty Chapman Wax Dreams. Great podcast, sending love from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, Canada. Wow, that is out in the six. Well, hello. Welcome, Nova Scotia. So many years ago, he's retired now, of course, but he was an engineer, and he worked for an engineering company, and they built mining machines. And he used to spend quite a bit of time out in Nova Scotia. I always remember as a kid, he was always off to Nova Scotia or somewhere to help sell mining machines. But Nova Scotia was, I always remember the name Nova Scotia because it's a memorable name. So yeah, I haven't been myself, but all right. Well, hello, Ben the Jail Porter. Well, it's impossible to prove, but the Mandela is really more than coincidence. It makes sense. Yeah, well, I mean, what can we say? It's real to a lot of people, not to a lot of others. Be interested to know what your favourite, or do you have a Mandela effect that you swear on your life? This is true. I know this to be true. I'd love to know what your strong Mandela effects are. I told you my two. I'd be very interested to hear yours. Oh, I didn't read that before it went off screen. Who was that? Was that Kim again? It was as though I was on two buses at the same time, but I was only wearing on one bus. Okay. Alrighty. Retro Engine. Just to chip in, I'm in Farnborough, Surrey, UK. Hello, Farnborough. Another UK. Retro Engine. Oh, right. Okay. Farnborough. Yes. Yeah. I know Farnborough. Well, not that well, but I know it a little bit. All righty. Kim, I can see you've got more to say on this bus trip, Kim, but I'm going to move on. Retro Engine. Hampshire, yes. All right, yeah. True Files channel. Super chat. Well, love your videos. Well, thank you very, very much. I truly appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, let's move on. Kim won't give up her bus story. Mystic Vaults. What's this? Cernocopia. Okay, all right. So, all right. That's better. That's better. I like it. It's better than concerned, or should I need? CERN is concerning. Cernocopia. All right, that's a good one. Mystic Vaults. Can anyone better that? Cernocopia. Okay, I like it. Mixing CERN with the Mandela effect. All right, nice one. Q question. Barry, hello Barry. Have you heard some people remember Tackleberry in police academy playing the trombone rather than the saxophone. No, I haven't. I haven't heard that one. Anyone else? I haven't heard that one. I mean, there'd be so many that I haven't heard, but no, I haven't heard that one. All righty. Hang on, Thomas, talk about Higgs boson. What you got to say? All right. Higgs boson walks into a bar and when asked, what's the matter? Very good. I hadn't heard that one. I like it, Thomas. Well done. Kim, so riddle me this. Am I in two places at once? No, you're not, Kim. That's one for the Twilight Zone. Dre Porter, yeah. All right. Thomas, an atom loses an electron and says, I'm positive. Okay, I have read that one. But very good, very good. Oh, this is another one for Thomas. Protons often ask grumpy electrons why they are so negative. All right. Hang on. That one's getting more like Christmas cracker jokes, that one, Thomas. But your first one was brilliant. Kim's not talking about buses anymore, but she is having a laughing fit. Oh, over the joke. Yes, I agree. Yes, it was a good joke. Retro engine, groan, those physics jokes are great. Yeah, the last one was a bit groany, but the first one, I'd heard the second one, so it didn't hit as well. But the first one was very, very good. Kim, the Lord Ishwa said the Higgs boson was a death particle. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Oh, time check. Okay, we're not too bad. The retromagnetic CERN are reproducing the energy they think was at the big inflation. Well, yeah. So, yeah, they're trying to produce the situation that happened a few seconds after the Big Bang. They're not trying to recreate the Big Bang, are they? Because we wouldn't want that. Remigrator. Hey, what up? Oh, hello. Remigrator, hello. I think you're new on. Where are you from? Tell us where you're from. And welcome, by the way. Duncan Coburn, well, I believe so, yes. I believe they do, yes. I don't think that's speculation. I think they do. They must do because they were believed for some time not to have mass, but now they have been proven to have mass, very, very small amount of mass. So I believe, I mean, you can fact check me on that, fact check me away in the background, but I believe they do. Oh, hello, Sophia Christine. Oh, so excited. I just caught this. Well, hello and welcome. Welcome. So we're having a little chat about CERN and Mandela effects. So if you've got any, what I'd like to hear, if you've got any a Mandela effect that you absolutely swear by, I'd love to hear it. I don't know when you joined, but my two are C-3PO's silver leg, which was all gold, and Dolly's braces and Moonraker. She definitely wore braces. And those are my two big ones. Remigrator based. Okay, I don't understand. You'll have to explain. Him again. Yes, it was something only I experienced, but wow, talk about trippy. Okay, so no corroboration. All right, okay, Kim. Okay, Kim. Question, hang on, we got a question. Have you heard of the phantom scarf stealer of Old CERN Town? Basically, Dr. Astrid Stuckenberger said a creature came through a portal and took a scarf. I have not heard that one, no. I'll probably have to Google that one. It sounds interesting, but no, I haven't heard of that one. Latron, cool. Thanks for explaining that. Not sure if I explained anything or whether you were catching up in the chats. Kim says she has heard of the scarf being taken. Okay. And Jesse Kane, hello. Great to see you live. I'll have to keep an eye out for these. So what I do, this one, at least I gave a day's notice. So what I do, Jesse, I send a community post out and let people know I'm going to do a live stream at this time. And I try to do at least 24 hours notice. Not always. But yesterday I sent out a community post to let people know, and that was 24 hours in advance. And I sent out 2 more community posts throughout the day to let people know, look, it's on its way, it's coming. I guess to get notified of these things, you need to have the bell. So if you're subscribed, but you need to hit the bell as well to get notifications of them. I'm trying to do them every week, but I haven't been able to do one for the last 3 weeks. But I am trying to make them a regular thing. Trying to do them every week, but it's finding the time is getting difficult. But welcome, and glad you're here. Sophia Christine, yes. What is that? Yeah. Yes, I think it was Duncan who mentioned the Michigan frog, and I can't recall it. So I'm wading through the comments, hoping Duncan will explain the Michigan frog. Hang on, we've got a comment from Duncan here. Lepton number conservation. Okay, you're not telling us about this Michigan frog, Duncan. That's what we want to know. Gizmo, what's this Gizmo say? New film we is about the multiverse and parallel universes. Recommended viewing. Oh, okay, new film. I haven't heard about it. We do. Who's in it, Gizmo? I love things like that. I think I talked about it in the last live stream. 3-Body Problem. Really, really, really enjoyed that. Looking forward to season 2 coming out later this year. Yeah. But ready we do. Okay, I'll look it up after the live chat. Sophia Christine, you're so nice. They can't believe you're real. Well, I can't take compliments. You say that, but recently I've been getting loads of comments saying I'm Marty Feldman or I'm Marty Feldman's dad or something like that. It's part of the game. You can't help getting trolled. If you're going to be on YouTube, it's going to happen. The retro engine. Oh wow. Realizing you're not AI. Honestly, I tend not even to look at when I'm looking at comments, and I genuinely do. I read them all. But I don't always have time to see who has written the comment. But if I ever see the letters AI, I definitely focus on that straight away. And if I see anything like your AI or this is a AI script or anything like that, you're gone straight away without even looking at who it is. So it's best not to joke about that because it's something that definitely annoys me massively, simply because of the amount of time it takes to actually write these things. Okay, we've got a question. I have always presumed you were a teacher at some point. Probably many people's favourite teacher. If I'm correct, am I? No, you're not. No, not a teacher. I've never been a teacher. But what I do in the industry I work in is I try to get the best out of people. So I'm like a coach. So I'm a people person, and I try to understand what motivates people, what doesn't motivate people, and to try to help people get the best for themselves. So not a teacher, no, but I suppose you could compare a little bit what I do to a teacher, but no, not a teacher. Okie dokie, Sophia Christine. I can tell that you put your heart and soul into these vids, and they are quite well. Thank you. You're my favourite channel by far. Oh, well, thank you very much. I mean, there are so many channels out there to choose from, and there are so many great channels. I've got my favourite channels as well. I think I've mentioned it multiple times. I like most stuff from Simon Whistler, who is quietly taking over YouTube. I don't know how many channels. He's got so many. He's got at least 10, maybe 15. I don't know. But he's very, very good. I like Simon Whistler. Decoding the Unknown, that's one of his channels that I like a lot. but he's got so many others. You know, and 42. You know, he was one of my inspirations. 42. He's a YouTuber. He has done the similar videos to the ones I've been doing. But he does all sorts of stuff now. He's been going around. He's been around for ages and ages. He's a massive channel. He's got, I don't know what it is, 6 million subscribers. But he's very good. He was an inspiration along with Ancient Aliens. All right. And I do the best I possibly can, Sophia. I do the best I can. And it can be difficult as well because it's just me, right? So I have to be able to do the video. I have to be able to edit the video. I have to be able to do the sound processing because it's not just press record and that's it. The sound you're hearing, this is a professional, this is a Shure SM7B. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but it's a professional podcast mic. But you can't just record direct into these things. They've got to be processed. So you have to process the sound, process the audio, and then you've got to piece it all together. Then you've got to be a designer. You have to be able to get the right design for your thumbnails. So, you know, it's really is a one-man band. And that's why it's so time-consuming when you're doing it all yourself. You know, if you had a team of people, then wonderful. But you can only have a team of people if you're a big channel. And although, you know, we've passed the 100,000 subscriber mark, although you wouldn't say it's a small channel, it's only intermediate. It's certainly not a big channel, you know, and certainly it would be impossible to be able to afford to get any help. Just impossible. So thank you. All right. Gizmo, what does Gizmo say? It's about the film. I saw it in Sky Cinema, but think it's on Amazon Prime. Oh, it's out. Is it? Redo? So it's not one that's being released at the cinema. It's actually already out. Oh, okay. I'll check it out, Gizmo. You always buckle up before watching. It's always good to buckle up, isn't it? Always good to buckle up. All right. Thomas, at least I have a new one of the CERN, the Higgs boson. So I have to do... Well, your first one was very good. Top quality, Thomas. Jeff, I guess CERN is also looking into how quantum entanglement might occur. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, they're looking, what they're looking for lives in the quantum world. So, you know, the Higgs singlet, that's going to be in the quantum world. So maybe. But quantum entanglement is, that's true. I mean, that actually happens. That's one of the weird things about the quantum world, isn't it? And I've done a couple of videos about, you know, the quantum world, and it just blows your mind, the stuff that goes on in that microscopic world at the atom level. It's just unbelievable. But all right, let's... Oh, crikey, I'm miles, nowhere near up to date on the comments. I use AI for technical questions when I'm... Yeah, and why wouldn't you? No, exactly that. Of course you would. Why would you not? AI can help speed up many people's workflow. So absolutely, I use AI to help speed up my workflow. I do not use AI scripts, but I certainly help it to give me ideas, to generate, and then I can go off and research them, and you can like have a conversation with AI. But you still have to do your own work. You still need to try and fact check what you're saying, especially because you'll get demonetized by YouTube. So if I were to say something that is blatantly false, there's a high probability that they would demonetize the video. And if I continue to do it, they would completely demonetize the channel. So they have to be very careful. And you can't trust AI on this sort of thing. You really can't. Because as we all know, AI is very happy to hallucinate and tell you a load of old crap. So you need to fact check yourself. So, you know, anyway, I'm rambling. Let's carry on. Just kidding, right, because he's so good at explaining things and just has wonderful way about it. Ah, well, thank you. I can't take compliments. Let's see, Thomas. Oh, and it's Swiss near Lucerne. Yes, that's right. It is. I just did my nails. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Kim. Yes. Thank you, Gizmo. Yes. See, Gizmo's watching. Exactly. Kim has... You've got a second sight, Kim. All right. Okay. You didn't have second sight with those buses, did you? Yes, Thomas. Oh, Mike. Hello, Mike. Thank you so much, Mike. It is most appreciated. Thank you. Yes, very much appreciated. And welcome. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's still alive, Kim. Don't worry. Yeah, Dylan's very much alive. Yes, exactly. And my dad saw him not long ago. Yes, getting lots of confirmation that Bob Dylan is still alive. What does Thomas say? It's a long one. Yes, you're unique, but I will call you you copy Wi-Fi. A praise, not criticism. It is a good and great channel, but at least I'm a member here, not there. And I've said, I'll call you. Are you calling me? Well, I might have to have words, Thomas. I do not copy the Wi-Files. So, I mean, what I will say is there's a lot of channels out there, not just the Wi-Files, that cover the similar or same topics. It's impossible not to. There's only a finite number of things you can talk about. If you're a very, very big channel, you've got the luxury and the privilege, because you've earned it, to be able to talk about really niche stuff, and you're still going to get lots of views. So, the Wi-Files or Simon Whistler or someone like that, or 42, they can talk about really niche things, but they will still get lots of views because they're massive, massive mega channels. If I do that, I'll get no views at all. So that's the thing. It's a hard, long slog. So until, unless I've got like 1 million subscribers, I'm not really going to be able to do extremely niche topics and still get views. Even you guys probably wouldn't watch. If I did a really niche thing, you probably wouldn't even watch that. I mean, take Operation Paperclip, for example, right? That's had virtually no views. So I released that was this Friday, so a couple of days ago. And it's going to turn out to be one of the worst videos this year in terms of views. It's not that unusual. When you follow a video that has done extremely well, so the CERN video has got well over, I know it's about 235,000 views at the moment, which is massive for a channel my size. It isn't unusual for the next video you do to not do very well. But I would say it is unusual for it to do as badly as Operation Paperclip has done. That really hasn't had any views. It's probably only going to get about, 5,000 views, which is really, really disappointing, but it's the way it is. Maybe it just wasn't a popular topic, so I need more interesting topics that appeal to more people. So that's on me. Liton, are you on TikTok? I am on TikTok, yeah. Only shorts. Although I haven't done anything on it for a few months because I was on it for ages. I've got loads of TikTok shorts, but it just didn't catch on. Just wasn't getting any followers. I saw no uplift in subscribers on YouTube from doing it on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Same deal there. It just didn't take off. And I think the reason it didn't take off is it's the wrong type of content. TikTok is not really for my kind of content. It's just not. It's very quite specific. And so is Instagram. Instagram is quite different. I would probably have to record separate videos for those platforms to stand any chance. And even then, I probably wouldn't do very well on them. The only one I thought I had a chance on was Facebook. But even that, it's not really done anything, sadly. So yeah, I'm on most of the platforms. I'm on X as well, but same deal there. Hey ho. Does Sophia say, but now Bob is alive again? Yikes. Well, he never died in my timeline. Is time speeding up? Aha, well, you want to watch next week's CERN. I'm just checking the time. Yeah, you want to watch next week's CERN video on that one, Christ of Her. I talk about that to some extent. But, the mainstream reply to that is, yes, of course it is, as you get older. It does for everyone. That's because you're getting older. And, you've got less time to live, and your brain ages and your memory fades. And so, yes, time speeds up for everyone as they get older. That's why, when you think back to your childhood, remember how long Christmas used to take to come round? Do you remember how long it felt? The summer holidays, they felt like forever. But as you get older, things speed up. But anyway, I've got some alternative ideas on that in next week's CERN video. How about the new CERN they are building? Scary, yes. Well, there's two on the way, Sophia. We've got the high luminosity LHC, which is going to be brought online in 2030. But then you've got the FCC, the Future Circular Collider. And that, I think I think it's going to be built by 2040, and then it's actually going to be in operation, so they say, by 2045. But that will have 3 times the power, and it's 3 times the size. So the LHC at the moment is 27 kilometers in circumference. So what's that in miles? That's, I don't know, about 16 miles, something like that. But the FCC can be 3 times that, and 3 times as powerful. That's more scary, I would say. Swiss countryside, beautiful. Yes, it is. It is. Yes, Switzerland's. I prefer Switzerland to France. France is nice, but Switzerland's absolutely amazing. I love it. The only problem with Switzerland is it's really expensive. It's very expensive. But we've done quite a few trips to Switzerland. One including a 3-week motorcycle tour, which was a week of that was in. Well, not a week. 5 days. 5 days of it was in Switzerland. Amazing. Oh, right. Here we go. We know what the Greek for orange is. Portocali. There you go. So not Electra then. Okay. Thanks, Gizmo. Sophia says she has quite a few amazing. Yeah, but what's your biggest one? What's the biggest one that stands out to you? Cheers, folks. Hello, OG Brick. Hello and welcome. Right, so what it is, it's nearly 1:45 midnight, my time. So we've got about another 15 minutes and then I'm going to have to wrap it down because that's midnight here and I've got to go to work tomorrow. So we'll have to get some sleep. But let's spin down. I'm just going to have a quick look, see if we've got anything interesting. Remember, if you want to do a question, put a Q at the start of your comment so I can easily pick that out. What does OG Brick say? I've had some really bad car wrecks in my life and I feel as if I've been bounced into an alternate reality. Yeah, well, it's a horrible feeling, isn't it, when you have a car crash? I haven't had one for a long time, but I had several when I was younger. This leaves you with a horrible, horrible feeling. Yeah. Sophia says, wish there were more commuter trains in California. Yes, so not many commuter trains for you. Yeah, well, there's supposed to be quite a lot of commuter trains for us in the UK, except half the time they don't run on time. We had 2 trains collide a few weeks ago near where I am. So the trains were completely out. So we sort of have trains, but then sort of not. Okay, McFly, The Simpsons predicted we're going to be sucked into a black hole because of CERN. Well, that's one of the other things, isn't it, that people talk about with CERN is the fact that they could produce these microscopic black holes. From my research, there's been no evidence that they ever have done. But even the fact that there's talk about they could produce a black hole, even if it's microscopic, it's not great, is it? It's not what you want to hear. Gary, is it possible they made up finding the Higgs boson to have a legitimate reason to build a bigger particle collider? I don't think so, Gary, only because of the scrutiny and the confirmation that goes in and around. If you remember, there was quite a big delay before they announced the Higgs boson. I mean, it's obviously a massive discovery, and so they wanted to be sure. I mean, I think I mentioned in that video, there were some interesting things around it in that there were these anomalies, but I don't think they would have made it up. I think because it has to be proven, and it's not proved. It has to be proven by, it's peer reviewed by multiple different people. So no, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, they might be making other stuff up as to why they want a bigger particle collider, but I don't think it's related to the Higgs boson. Gizmo, please start any question. Yes, thank you. Please do that. Please do that. Please do that. What does Milston say? What would it take to shut down CERN, bearing in mind so many countries have bought into it? Shut down? Well, it has shut down. What do you mean? What do you mean permanently? It's money, isn't it? It's the money that's all been put in and what people expect for the return. So unlikely, I would say. Yeah, I would say it's unlikely. What does Sophia say? Seriously, thank you what you do. It's really great. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Did they discover the Higgs boson with S, not a Z, or did they create it? No, they discovered it. They didn't create it. So they say. I guess that's what your point is. 2 more people in the car with JFK's nuts. Yeah, JFK. Well, that's one, isn't it? That's one of the few conspiracy theories which is obviously a conspiracy, right? It was not a lone gunman. It wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald on his own. Clearly, that was a real conspiracy. It seems so obvious, that one. I don't think there are many people who really, truly believe that it was just Lee Harvey Oswald. So that one, for me, that is a conspiracy, not a conspiracy theory. Higgs boson would be discovered. It's what gave wave particles the ability to have mass. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Sophia says there were a couple of interesting things on last upload of files. Oh, what, the UFO ones? Yeah, because that was very recent, wasn't it? Was it this week or last week or something? It was very recent. Yeah. I haven't read them actually. I haven't had time. But it'd be interesting to know what you found interesting though. Question: what would it take to shut down CERN? Oh. Right, am I going backwards? I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards in time. I must be the Higgs singlet. James Franco says he has one in his garage. All right. All right. OG Brick. My question is, why does it matter if they shut down CERN? There are at least 8 others in the world. Well, no, there aren't. OG Brick. There is only one LHC, right? So all the other colliders, there are lots of other colliders, but they are not Large Hadron, right? There is only one, and there's only ever been one Large Hadron Collider. And it is the most powerful collider in the world. That's why it gets the headlines. That's why the others don't get the headlines. It's because it's the most powerful, and it's the only Large Hadron that has ever existed. OG Brick. China has a huge one. Russia, USA has at least one. They have colliders. They do not have Large Hadron colliders. That one's easy to verify. Easy one, that. Also, I think they're building a new CERN. A new CERN, or you mean a new LHC? I haven't heard about a new CERN, but they are building the FCC, which is going to be the big brother to the LHC. If that's what you mean? Or do you mean they're going to create a different organization? So the question is, if we get a large amount of new Mandela Effects reports when it restarts, well, yes, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? It would be interesting. But we've got 4 years. We have to wait 4 years for that. Yeah, don't tell the kids. Don't tell the kids. OG Brick. Most of the astrophysicists predicted portals in the early days. All those scientists are no longer with CERN. Okay. I don't know. Do we need to get names? We need some specifics around it so we can check it out. Alrighty. I really need to speed up, don't I? Okay. Right, let me just see. I'm trying to pick out ones that are actually questions. What's this one? Never forget Wi-Fi. Hello. What is your belief, if not religion? Oh, okay. But I don't have one. I don't believe in God. I certainly don't believe in religion. I definitely wouldn't believe in religion. I think religion, in my view, is responsible for some of the most horrendous atrocities in history. So religion, yeah, wouldn't give that the time of day. Do I believe in God? No, I don't believe in God. So, I mean, I believe we're here once, and you need to make the best of it, and you need to be the kindest, best person you can, and love and look after your fellow human beings. That's what I believe in. That isn't what happens, and it's certainly not what seems to be happening around the world, sadly. But I don't have a better answer for you than that. That's what I believe in. OG Brick. I remember the cornucopia 100%. Okay, so that is your number one Mandela Effect. All right then. Okay. Yeah, a very popular one. Believed by many. I work in TV. You can always tell if a script is AI. They don't sound right. Yeah, they don't sound right. They don't sound right. I'm not sure where you're going with this, Chris Skill. You explain yourself. I have a particular way in reading my scripts. And in large part, that is due to the fact that I read it about 10 times, but also I have it very, very, very thin. So if you work on TV, you'll probably have very large teleprompters. You'll probably have someone controlling the teleprompter, and the person reading from the teleprompter would be a long way from the camera, right? So because of that, you'd be able to have very long text, right? Going all the way across the screen. Because the person is far away, you can't see the eyes doing this because they're so far away. But I'm in a very, very tiny space. I'm touching the lens now. So I'm very, very close. So because of that, if I had the text stretching across this screen here, if I were to read that, you would see my eyes doing this. It would be so blatant that I'm reading from a teleprompter. So I have to have it all squidged up so that it doesn't poke out beyond the lens. And that's the only way I can do it. So you shouldn't be able to see any eye movement. I'm just looking straight at the lens. But because of that, it makes it difficult to read. Because although I read it 10 times and I sort of know what's coming next, it's difficult to get a nice flow when you've only got like 3 or 4 words you can read in one line, and maybe there's like 5 lines of that in a sentence. So it is difficult. Easier if I could get more distance, but it's impossible in where I am. I only have this space and I have to make the best of it. Now, a lot of people I've heard in the comments have said it's AI script because you say it's not, it's this, and then you immediately say no, it's not this, it's something else. But what I've tried to explain, I don't even bother trying to explain now. I just delete people. But the whole point of the format of my videos is that it's balanced. So I usually have 8 sections. I say my piece, and then it's like a critical review of what I've just said. And they're mistaking that for thinking that I'm saying it's something and then it's not something. It's not that. It's a critical review. That's the whole point of it. But But anyway, you can see it's a touchy subject. I get very irritated and angry when people suggest that I'm using AI scripts, because it takes me about 10 hours each week to write the damn script. Anyway, let's move on. Everyone says Dolly has braces. Yes, she does. That's because she does, Sophia. Question. The best argument for God's existence is actually the modern ontological argument. Gödel model logic. Okay, well, I don't know about that. It's only an argument in any case. I would believe in God if there was proof, if it was factually proven that God existed. Well, then I would believe. I don't. I don't. I don't not believe because I don't like the idea of God or anything like that. I need evidence. I want facts. So show me the facts, show me the proof, and of course I would believe in God if it was factually proven to be true. Obviously I would. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, yeah. My whole elementary and college years, the footage of JFK had 4 people, and now it's 6. Oh, okay, another Mandela effect then. Yeah. I like stuff about JFK. It's so interesting. There's so many layers to it, isn't there? Gizmo. What's the time? We've got only a few minutes. Dolly definitely had braces. Sophia, yes, of course she did. Of course she did. Of course she did. Right. Oh, another Mandela effect. This is a classic one. And Darth Vader definitely said, "Luke, I am your father." Yeah, that's another classic one, isn't it? Right. I'm really trying to speed up here. Yes, people saying yes, definitely braces. Time is the 4th dimension. OG brick, yes, time in the 4th dimension. Yeah, exactly that. It is. And yeah, and so they believe there's a 5th. Well, potentially there's a 5th dimension, and that you would require like a CTC, closed timeline curve, or essentially a wormhole to get to the 5th dimension. No, another Forrest Gump. Yeah, Forrest Gump definitely said life is a box of chocolates, not was. Yeah, that's another classic one, isn't it? And Sophia said, I saw that Brian Cox. Yeah, he's great. I really like Brian Cox. He's really, really good. Just need to make sure you're not watching an AI version of him. There's too many of those out there. 100% chick filler, as in CHIC. Yeah, okay, that's another classic, isn't it? Sophia, I always wanted to go to Nova Scotia. Well, I've never been. I just know the name because my dad used to go there as an engineer when I was young. I think isn't it pretty cold? I think it's pretty cold. I don't know. Maybe it gets hot in the summer. I don't know. My 2 Mandela memories are 100% when Mandela died in prison and the cornucopia. Well, the Mandela one is, that's how it got its name in the first place. And the cornucopia is another big one. Yeah, I mean, I don't have those personally as Mandela effects, but I know a lot of people do. Absolutely, I'm a Looney Tunes man. This is not some memory that came back to me. I've always remembered it. I remember asking my parents, aged about 5, what tunes meant. It's so clear. You see, people have very vivid memories, and it's not just 1 or 2 people. It is millions of people. The 2 big Mandela effects are, she had braces. Yes. There was definitely cornucopia. Yes. Yeah. Right. I'm going to try and wind it at in 2 minutes on the hour. The answer will come late, but there are so many Mandela effects that gets me wondering. But top 3 are, yes, braces. Monopoly Monaco. Monopoly Monaco, yeah, another classic. And the Fruit of the Loom logo. Yes, cornucopia. Yeah. They're the big ones, aren't they? No one said Berenstain Bears yet. That's another very big one, certainly in the US. Duncan's got a question. Second best argument for God's existence, information theory. Language implies a mind. I'm not sure how that's an argument for God's existence, though, Duncan. I have to think about that. Duncan says, physics at the deepest level looks like information processing. Okay. Yeah. Oh, he's on a roll. He's got a few. Thermodynamics, holography, premise, code, language is something we only ever see coming from minds. Okay. Right. It's getting pretty deep. Hang on. We've got a conclusion. Therefore, the information structure of the universe points to mind intelligence. Okay. Yeah, Well, I don't really agree. I've seen no scientists coming to any such conclusions. Most scientists don't believe. I mean, some do, but the vast majority don't believe in God, for example. Certainly Brian Cox does not. I saw it when it was first shown on TV. I didn't see it in the theatre. Oh, what we talk about? One of the Moonraker, maybe? I'm not sure. All right. Oh, we're at time and I'm still not at the bottom. Oh, it's terrible. This always happens. Right, I'm going to have a quick spin through. Love from... Oh, hello, Sweden. Hello, Sweden. Welcome, welcome. So I'll have a quick look to see if there are any messages from people I haven't. Oh, I just got to do this one because Duncan sent a joke. Worst joke ever. Oxygen asked Magnesium out on a date, and it was okay. Alrighty. Monopoly Man, yeah. So I'm just reading them on the side because I've got to get to bed. I've got to get up for work. All right. Black and white. Let's see if I've got last few. I'll try and pick out. Hang on, my big two. Here we go. My big two ones are JFK having 6 instead of 4 people in the car, and Star Wars. But what in Star Wars, though? What, the C-3PO silver leg or the Darth Vader thing? I think you probably mean the Darth Vader thing, but... Sophia loved Free Body Problem. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's really good. Can't wait for season 2 out this... hang on. Duncan's told us about the frog thing. Mitch and J Frog's signature tune is Hello... My baby, hello, my Spaceballs alien parody included. Still doesn't ring a bell though. Oh, maybe I'll have to look it up. I have to look it up, Duncan. I have to look it up. Marty. Oh, yeah. Well, they were. You get trolled. It's sort of part of it. Anyway, they're banned now. So, all right. I'm really gonna have to spin right down. I'm trying to pick out any last few Mandela effects. Don't like missing out people's comments, but I would normally let it run for another hour, but I just can't. I imagine everyone else who's in the UK or in Europe probably the same. We all need to get to bed for work on Monday. So, all right, let me spin down. Spin. No, I love the Y-Files. But it has a very different style. I'm just reading something. Yeah, I mean, the Y-Files are a mega channel, aren't they? Got about something, I don't know, 6 million subscribers? Something like that. Massive. Something from someone. Oh, weird, it just jumped. That's how odd. There we go. Another one from Duncan. This channel will get to... Oh, I don't... knocking my microphone. I don't know, Duncan. Seems like a million miles away. Well, not quite a million. 900,000 away at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it would be lovely to be able to do this full time, but that's pretty much what it would take. I'd probably have to have 1 million subscribers in order to stand any chance of being able to do this full time. We'll see. At one point, it looked like I was never going to get 100, so you never know, but 1 million does seem a very long way off. All right, really, I've got to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to really spin down in case I see something. Almost 4 p.m. in California. Well, yes. You're many hours behind us, Sophia. Electricians. Gotta go. Keep up the good work. Okay, cheers, Extra Bola. I think he's already gone, I think. Right, I'm skipping over lots of comments, and I apologise. I really wish I could spend more time reading through them, but I need to get to bed, and I've still got a few chores I need to do before I even can get to bed. Makes hard to miss. Do you believe in... There's a question. Do you believe in higher intelligence, power over humanity, even though you don't believe in God per se? Not really. No. You mean aliens? I guess that's the only thing you can mean. I think it's almost impossible to think that there aren't aliens out there somewhere, but I also think it's almost impossible we'll ever meet them. I think the only chance of ever meeting them would be some sort of robot with an AI consciousness or something, just because of the distances involved. You should listen to Brian Cox, what he says, because, you know, there's extremely good chance that we are the only intelligence in the universe, which means that we're very special, right? And we shouldn't be doing half of the shit, frankly, that this world is doing. We're too special for that. If we go, right, then that's it. There's no intelligence left in the universe. And that's sort of Brian Cox's take on things, which I think is quite beautiful. So yeah, it's very sad to see what's going on in the world at the moment. But, all right, let's go right to the bottom, nearly at the bottom. Sorry for missing all these messages. It looks like there's some interesting chat here and comments that would have been nice to really get into. What's this? Last one from Duncan. Look up the fine-tuning problem. Fine-tuning problem, okay. And the information measurement problem. Fine-tuning problem and the measurement problem. Okay, Duncan, well, we'll take a look at that. 11, yeah, but hang on. I saw someone saying 11 or 12 dimensions. That's string theory, isn't it? OG Brick? Isn't that string theory? Yeah, that's what I think it is. We've sort of debunked the string theory. Well, I sort of have. Just because it hasn't produced anything. How do you choose your video topics? And how long does it take you to create each video? Oh, you must have joined midway through. So it takes about 15 to 20 hours to create even a 20 to 25 minute video. 10 of those hours are almost always spent on ideation and writing the script. How I come up with the ideas is I use a tool which most creators use. It's called vidIQ. And what that does is it interrogates your own channel. So it looks at what's performing well, or what has performed well and what doesn't perform well. But then it looks at other channels in your niche at around your kind of size, and it looks for outliers. And what that means is videos similar channels to me have done that have outperformed their channel, right? And then that is a potential, well, depending on how old it was, it's a potential to do a video on. And that's what people will do with my channel. So they will look at my channel using a tool like vidIQ. They will see the CERN video that I did 10 days ago, which massively outperformed the channel. So we've got 100,000 subscribers on the channel, but that video pulled well over something like 235,000 views. That's massively outperforming the channel. So the channel, with the size of roughly 100,000 subscribers, is probably only going to get 15 to 20,000 views. So if it's a video gets 230,000 from a channel this size, that's an outlier. And so people will pick up on that. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of weeks, similar sized channels to me are going to start spitting out certain videos. So that's what I do. I use the vidIQ to interrogate YouTube to see what's doing well, and to give me a potential set of ideas. And when I've got that, I then go off and do some research and see if I like any of those ideas and if I think that they could actually make an interesting story. And so I whittle it down, and then I go through outline stages, and the whole thing, it takes about 10 hours. But that's how I do it. I mean, not always. Sometimes I've just got a particular idea and I just want to do it, which was the case with the CERN one. So I knew CERN was getting shut down the week in which I was going to do the video. And I just thought, seems like a good time to do a video on CERN since it's in the news, it's being shut down. And they've just approved the FCC, the Future Circular Collider. So it seemed like an opportune time to do it. So I do that every now and again, but often it's asking vidIQ to have a look on YouTube and see what's trending, what's not trending. Doesn't always work. I would say mainly it doesn't work. It mainly doesn't work. It's honestly, my experience is hit and miss. Really is hit and miss. I don't have a magic formula. If I did, I'd be getting hundreds of thousands of views every video, but sadly I don't. Right, guys, I've got, oh no, I need to look at this one. This is a super chat. Thank you very much. The last part, oh, yeah, I remember last part. Just saying hello and thank you for all the great engagements. Yes, well, thank you very much. I Truly appreciate that. Last Pirate, thank you. Do Brian Cox is scared? No, he's not. But he tells. What he is a very good storyteller. So he is a physicist. He's a particle physicist, as you know, but he's really very, very good at telling the story. Right? I'm sure he would have been far better than Isaac Newton at telling that story than Isaac Newton would have been. But yes, Isaac Newton's genius. No, I'm not saying Brian Cox is genius. He's not like a Stephen Hawking or anything, but he's just very easy to listen to and he explains things very well. Same as negative attitude affects negative word. Yes. Okay. Right. I've gone way over. Right. I'm really going to spin right down just to make sure I haven't missed a super chat or anything like that. I don't think so. Right. Try creating content. What's this one? The last pirate. Try TY or try for. Oh, thank you. Do you mean thank you? I'm not sure. For creating this content for us, it really matters. Well, thank you, if that's what you mean. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have got anywhere without you guys watching the videos and supporting and liking and all the stuff that you do. So thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Right, I need to spin right to the very bottom. Apologies for missing out the messages. I can see them here, and I would love to sit here and talk about these, but I can't today, unfortunately. I'll try and do the next one on a Saturday so that I don't have to get up, on the Sunday, and I can let it spin over a little bit longer. But for today, yeah, I'm going to have to leave it here. Last one. Oh, that's great to know. Thank you. Well, thank you, Sophia Christine. Hang on, we've got one last one. Let's get it in. Oh, yes, Antarctica for sure. Oh, well, yeah, Antarctica is also interesting. There's all sorts of things about Antarctica. I've done a few videos on it already. All right, guys. Look, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me on our little chat. We've had a little chat about CERN, little chat about Mandela Effect, a little laugh and a giggle. I really appreciate your support. This is the very last outing for Orange T-shirt. He will never be seen again. But yeah, just thank you so much for all your support. Right. Now then, let me just grab an extra window. All right, guys. I'm literally about to wrap up now. If you've got anything quickly you want to ask or say, do it quickly. Otherwise, have a fantastic week. Yes. Bye to the Orange T-shirt. That is true. And thanks, Gizmo, for moderating as always. Thank you very much. Sophia says she loves the Orange T-shirt. No, it's got to go. I'm afraid it's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to go. Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. Thank you so much. Look, have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're in the UK or Europe, get to bed. And I hope it's not too late for you for work on Monday. Have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy CERN Time Machine Part 2 out next Friday. I think it's quite interesting. And as always, be safe and stay curious. That was meant to be a dramatic ending, but I pressed the wrong button. I'm such a newbie. All right, guys. Good night.